up, guys? We're back. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's had a blessed day. I'll just wait for some people to join and then we can get into a chat. So yeah, it's been another warm day today, so yeah, it's going to be like this for the next few days. It's just, I don't know, this weather's been kind of weird, like, we shouldn't be getting weather like this, I don't know. Hello Shaky, how are you doing? So, yeah. I get up to like 26 degrees next Thursday. It was 25 yesterday, so I don't know what's going on with this weather. We shouldn't be getting so much hot weather, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. You know, for this country, we're known for getting a lot of like miserable weather and stuff. So it makes you think like, what is going on here? And it's been like this last couple of years or so. It just doesn't seem right. Like it seems a bit too good, kind of thing. And it's like, yeah. Hang on a sec. Alright. Delete that. Do you have a goal weight, or are you good with where you're at? I'm just trying to slowly gain muscle mass and just kind of, I don't have a goal weight, I'm just seeing how far I can go. But I also have other goals as well. I'm just trying to like kind of, yeah, because I don't really like to have a goal weight specifically, because like you might try and get to that weight and then you might not even like what you look like at that weight. It's hard to know exactly what you're even going to look like at that weight. There's so many variables and stuff, so I'd rather just see where I can go and just, yeah. I was doing some gym today and, yeah, doing a kind of a mixture of things. I started off on the rowing machine, and I'll talk about that, you know, like the time that I got, which I'm really happy with. So I want to obviously be fit and want to be able to have the well-rounded athleticism. And yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing really and see where I can go. But yeah, I got to, like, I did a 1,000 meter like time trial thing and smashed my record by quite a bit actually. So last time I did it, I did a 1,000 meters in 3 minutes and 54 seconds, and this time I got it into like 3 minutes and 39 seconds. So quite a big difference. But I think I actually might have pushed myself a bit harder, I'm not too sure. I think last time I did it at the end of a workout, and that could have had an effect, and I might not have been able to push myself quite as hard. But yeah, I was really going as hard as I could. Maybe I went a little bit too hard at the beginning, and that's sometimes a mistake that I would make, where I would go too hard at the beginning and then I would just kind of burn myself out a little bit at the end, because I noticed that the speed started to slowly kind of decrease towards the end, and I just couldn't put out quite as much power. But I held a pretty good like pace, but like towards the end of it wasn't quite as fast. And I think that if you start off a little bit slower, then you can build it up at the end. It's going to be better doing it that way, because if you try to go into like anaerobic territory too early, what ends up happening is that when you try and slow down from that, it can just, you might find that you're having to slow down quite a bit, whereas you start off just a little bit below the pace that you want to go at, and then you just kind of build it up towards the end to go really hard. It's probably better off doing it that way. Save the energy till the end, because once you get rid of all that energy, that glycogen and all that, you just end up with all the, you know, that kind of fatigue. So yeah, it's best to save that till last, probably, instead of going all out at the beginning. That's something I've, you know, kind of made the mistake of doing before, but yeah. But I still got a really good time though, and I think that But I was seeing all these numbers where they were saying that 3 minutes and 30 is like an average time. I'm like, bullshit. I mean, how many people do you know that can do even what I did, 3:39? I don't think that most people could do a time anything like that. You know, so I don't know what they're on about. Maybe they're only talking about people who actually train in rowing specifically, because like that can skew the statistics. This is the thing, you can't trust statistics when they say about average times and stuff like that, because not everyone's going to even be rowing. So there's that kind of like, it's like a survivorship bias sort of thing of like, the averages are based on those who actually train for rowing. There's a lot of people who just never even set foot in a gym or been on any kind of equipment, so they haven't got any data on those people. 3:39 is my record at the moment, but I'm hoping to get it below 3:30. Maybe even get it down to 3 minutes flat, and even below, if you know, who knows. But you know, I've started the beta alanine, which is like a sort of, it's meant to help with like endurance, like helping, you know, in that sort of range, in terms of like anything from about 30 seconds up to about 10 minutes or so. I've heard is about the sweet spot in terms of the benefits that you're going to get from it. From like, you know, maybe some people might not benefit so much from it, but they say that, you know, especially depending on your diet, you might benefit from improved endurance and helping to buffer some of that lactic acid. Well, it's not even the lactic acid itself, is it? Obviously, we need the lactic acid as an energy source, but to help you to be able to go at a higher intensity and continue it for longer, so you're not having to kind of go at a slower pace to try and just keep yourself, you know, kind of going. But yeah. But anyway, I hope everyone's well. I don't know where everybody is, but I guess they're all just enjoying the weather or something. And I don't know, we'll just see how this goes, I guess. It went alright this morning. We had like about 500 views in total, so I noticed that some of them have started to do a bit better lately, but I noticed sometimes it takes a while to pick up, so I don't want to just kind of, you know, just jump to any conclusions now and just be like, oh, well, it's not working, so I'm just going to be miserable. Maybe that's a problem that I had, where I was just getting impatient with it, and yeah. So I want to talk a bit about something something interesting that I saw on hot as hell in the States. So yeah, it's hot everywhere, but it's hot in the UK everywhere probably. So anyway, something interesting I've seen on the internet. You know that friggin' Bonnie Blue, right? That friggin' Jezebel, whatever you want to call her. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit hard. It's like, I don't know what's going on with her. Like, has she been through some kind of like abuse or something? Because someone was suggesting that, and I'll kind of get onto that in a bit. But it's there's been some posts going around social media saying that she's actually like a transgender, which would be an interesting plot twist if that was the case. Imagine all these 1,000 men would be like, considering that they might even be gay or something. That would be like an interesting plot twist, wouldn't it? That, you know, that all those 1,000+ men that have slept with her. It's just, I don't know, I just feel like it's just so disgusting, really, like the whole thing. But some people will do anything for the clout and the money instead of just having integrity and staying true to, like, I don't know. But the thing is what is actually up with her? Like, you know, has she got some kind of, you know, deep-rooted issues going on? Like, has there been some trauma from some kind of abuse or something? Because, yeah, I mean, this woman's 26 years old, apparently. Go look at her. It's like, what is going on? Like, it's like, I've seen women 40 years old plus who look younger than her. Like, for example, there's actually a YouTube, well, she actually has a TikTok as well called Emily Knight, and she's 39 years old. Now, if you go and look at Emily Knight, and then you go look at this woman, I actually think Emily Knight probably looks younger than her, and she's 39. Which is quite interesting how, yeah, you've got someone who's 26 who looks like she's in her 40s. So I don't know what's going on. Is it just because it's a Gen Z thing? Some people are saying that about like how Gen Z are aging rapidly now. Is it only that, or is there something else going on? And there's some people. There was all these like I think it was like fake posts about that. There was some called Kyle. There was actually a man called Kyle, and he changed his gender to become Bonnie Blue, and you're getting all these comments calling it Ronnie Blue or Bobby Blue or. It's just so funny, but it's like, imagine if it was actually true, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? But I don't think necessarily that it is true. It's just the internet mix up a lot of things, doesn't it? But yeah, go and look at her. 26 years old. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I just don't think she looks like she's 26. I mean, I've seen women that are over 40 that look younger than her. Of course, yeah, you could say, well, some of them look good for their age or whatever, but I'd say the average 40-year-old woman looks like what she does. She looks like a friggin' mother or something. She looks like someone who's probably got like, kids that have pretty much grown up. Like basically, she looks like she got kids who are like old enough to be in like high school or something like that, or even past that. I mean, but she's 26. I don't know. It's just yeah. So what is going on there? Is it the trauma? Because that could really age you. I don't know. Yeah, she looks middle-aged. I know. It's like, why is it all these men are so like fancying her so much? They're fancying the woman that looks middle-aged. I mean, it's like, yeah, she might have a fit body or whatever, but like, come on, guys, she's not that fucking special, I mean, I think most women could probably look as good, if not better, than her if they tried. Just, yeah. So many fucking pathetic men out there now. They'll just simp over these mediocre women who just, yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy. And it might not, it's like, is it even a woman? Probably. I mean, I think it is. I don't think it's like, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it would be, some people are actually saying, please let it be true. Because it's like, I think they just love to see the reaction of these men who've just like paid all this money to go and line up to go and have a minute with her. It's just absolutely pathetic, isn't it? I don't trust what I see until I see her without makeup. Yeah, because that's the thing. She's wearing makeup, and even then, I don't think she's that, great. No, they were saying now if you want to go on a date with someone, take them swimming or something, because then you'll get to see what they actually look like, because then, all the makeup's gonna come off, and you see the real them. They'll never let you see that, They're all like fake, a lot of them. And it's like, you get these people with like their friggin' Tinder profiles and all that, and they're putting out these images of themselves. Not only do they have makeup on, but oftentimes they have filters, and sometimes they don't even have a single photo on there that's not got a filter, completely fake. So you got all these men simping for these women, and it's like, when they're completely fake. Might look even worse. Yeah, I know, that's the thing, isn't it, But it's like, this is a 26-year-old woman, apparently. So I don't know. It's just, what is going on? What happened? In her upbringing? Why is it that her family hasn't, tried to like intervene to try and do something? Like, what is going on? It's like there was that Lily Phillips as well, who was like, apparently her parents were supportive of it and all that, and I'm like thinking, what kind of fucked up parents are they? You can tell who is fat because all they show is face pics. Yeah, exactly, and they'll do it from a certain angle as well to try and hide their double chin, because it's like women are like masters of like deception with these things, and they'll just choose an angle that makes her face look slim even. So what they'll do is they'll have it kind of pointing down, sort of like up from above kind of thing, and it'll make their face kind of like, so you'll not see that. So it's like they'll have this double chin, yeah, but then they don't see it because it's pointed in a certain way to hide that. But yeah, let's see what their body looks like. But a lot of them are friggin' fat. It's like you got to think to yourself, why are they even on dating apps? If they're that desirable, they can easily find a man. They'll probably get hit on by somebody if they're that desirable. It's usually just that it's all the friggin', like the scraps that are on these apps, men and women, They're just the ones that they've been rejected, They're the ones that nobody else wants, really. So that they just, you think you're not going to get these friggin', it's like, there might be some good looking ones on there, but they're not on there to date. They're on there to promote their Instagram and the Snapchat and whatever. It's all for their own promotion, basically. Yeah. Anyway, so I hope everyone's well. They're all there to promote themselves, a lot of them. Anyway, who we've got in here then? Say hello if you're here, guys. Apparently got 3 people here, so yeah, I don't know what's going on in here, but it's a bit slow tonight. Oh well. Hopefully it'll pick up later. Yes, it's popularity contest now. Yeah, it's all just like degeneracy Olympics. Who can be the most degenerate? Because that's gonna get them more traction with their OF or whatever, and because a lot of them are promoting their OF and all that, and it's like this thing of like the whole snap scores and all that, and when they're promoting their Snapchat, trying to build up their snap score, but it's like they don't get any real world, like kind of it's like it's all fake. It's like, because all these people viewed my posts doesn't mean that you're actually a good person or anything, or interesting at all. Hello, Fizz Gamer, hope you're well. I'm good, thank you. How are you? So yeah, I'll just talk about this whole Bonnie Blue thing, because I keep seeing this thing about Bobby Blue or Ronnie Blue, who's just people are saying that it's actually a man, and that all these guys, all these 1,000+ guys that have slept with her, that they might actually be gay because they've slept with a man. But I mean, I don't really believe that. I think that she's just a kind of mediocre woman who just, I don't know, just kind of soulless woman. But maybe some of it isn't her fault. Like I said, if there's been some kind of trauma going on, it's like you gotta wonder if there's things that have happened in their childhood, because what is it that drives these women to become like this in the first place, to get that degenerate? And of course there's a lot out there that just it's not kind of normalized for women to sexualize themselves, but like to that degree it's crazy. It's for that to be their life path. Surely she could have been successful in some other way without having to do all that. It's like they just don't seem to have any like self-awareness or self-respect or anything, because they don't realise how it's messing them up. But yeah, I think there was like a light bulb moment for that Lily Phillips, but she continued to do it, just ignored it, just ignored the sign that she was messing herself up. She was just being used by all these simpy, thirsty men, and then continue to just be a degenerate. I mean, so at that point, can you really feel sorry for her? Hello Abdul, how are you doing? Welcome to the live. If anybody's new here, make sure you subscribe. That would be really appreciated. Like, can you really feel sorry for these people? I mean, some people are saying, she's done it to herself. I don't know what's gone on. I can't say for certain with these people. Have they all done it to themselves? You could say, well, their environment has kind of contributed to it or whatever, but I don't know. But it's like, this should not be glorified. It should be, yeah, we shouldn't be glorifying sort of this kind of behaviour. Just like how we shouldn't be glorifying men just being players and, you know, messing women around. But the thing is that you get these men complaining, oh, men don't want to commit and all that. Well, they've done it to themselves. If you just lag, they'll just sleep with any guy that you find attractive, and then you don't give it time or whatever. Then what do you expect? You know, you really think he's going to commit to you? You know, he just wants a bit of fun and then go. And he might try and charm you and all this shit. But if you're just that weak that you're just gonna like sleep with him on the first night, then you gotta take some responsibility. But they won't do that. A lot of them, they'll blame somebody else instead. And this channel's about people taking responsibility for themselves, not blaming others for the problems. And that's something I'm learning to do now. You know, if there's something that I feel like there's, you know, going wrong, then I need to try and do something about that. You know, I need to, you know, sort it out. I can't be blaming people because I'm done with that now. I'm like, I realise that it gets you nowhere. All it does is it just, you know, because people ain't gonna feel sorry for you, and even if they do, it's like, it's not that they genuinely care, whatever. I don't know. It's that they just, I don't know. They're not interested in your content or anything. A lot of them, it's like, so you have to find, you know, like a way to, you know, sort of, anyway, you know what I mean. So hope everyone's well tonight. If anybody's new here, make sure you subscribe. I'm live every day. I also upload a short every day as well, or at least I try to. Try to stay consistent with uploads and keep getting that content out. And hopefully, you know, things will start to blossom as time goes on. We can just keep building community, and yeah, that's what I want to do here. You know, I want to make this a place for people to be able to talk about their problems and be able to, you know, feel like they're not going to be judged if, you know, they talk about something a bit, you know, like some people might, you know, sort of judge them, but we don't judge here as long as you're, you know, respectful to us and you're all, you know, we listen to each other's problems and, you know, we try to help people. That's what it's about. If people are struggling with their health or whatever, then let's talk about it. Let's try and help you out. I might not be able to help out, but someone else in the chat may have some advice that they might be able to help you with. This is what it's all about, you know. We're all here to support network, mental, physical health. You know, this is what it's about, like the title suggests, you know. It's about, you know, individual responsibility, but we also have a collective responsibility to help out people in need that are struggling. So yeah, so this is what I'm about here. So if you like it, then if you like what my message is, then it'd be great to have you as part of this community I'm trying to build here. So, you know, I'm just anyway, yeah, rough times. It is rough times now with all this nonsense, and you know, part of me thinks I wish I'd have been born, you know, like 20 years earlier or something like that, when things were different. Back when, you know, because back then, like, you know, say a bit, you know, technology wasn't as big as it is now. It's like, I mean, 20 years ago, I didn't even have a computer. I had some like games consoles and stuff, but like, I didn't actually end up getting a computer until 2007, Christmas of 2007. That's when I got my first computer, and yeah, and I think quite a lot of people had one by then, but there were still a lot of people that didn't. But you know, say going back, say 25 years, you know, early 2000s, you know, hardly anybody had a computer then. It was only like mainly like the nerdy, geeky types that would have had one for the most part, you know. The ones that would be like kind of using them not for like, whether it be computer games or whether it be for, you know, talking to each other in forums and things like that. Like, it started to become more widespread like later in the 2000s, I think, and then obviously social media, obviously you had all these kind of like, like things like MySpace and like was like big back in, sort of like mid 2000s sort of time really, but then you started to get the more kind of mainstream kind of stuff like, Facebook kind of took over, and then you had all these other ones popping up. You had Twitter, you obviously had Instagram, and it's just like things just kept on spiraling and just becoming more and more, it just become more and more widespread, where it's like everyone started using it. They started getting all these dating apps. It just made everything very like accessible for people, because someone could get on, say, like mobile data and be like, using these apps on the go. Whereas back in the day, it's like, well, you get like a laptop or something, you could take it with you, but it's like it's not as portable, it's not as easy to use necessarily, and getting on the internet might not have been so easy back then. So yeah, people was able to get some of this technology, but it wasn't as accessible, and there wasn't as many features. So times have changed, is what I'm saying. And some people say, oh, you just got to adapt to the times, but it's like, maybe it's something that we need to collectively be like, we don't accept this. We need to try and go back to a different time. When it's like with the dating, it's like maybe we need to just all kind of boycott these apps, because they're not actually helping anybody really hardly. Yeah, they might help a few people, but on the whole, I would say I'd see it as a net negative. And it's just it's not good for a lot of people's mental health. It makes a lot of people feel inadequate. But yeah, then you also get it boosting people's egos as well. So on the other end, you've got that as well. So it's not really good for anybody at the end of the day. So how are we all doing tonight, people? I hope you're all well. So yeah, everybody had a good day so far. Hope you're all doing well. If you've got any questions, put them in the chat. So something about, what is it, friggin' Israel and Iran or something. It's like, what the fuck? So it's gone from like Israel and Gaza to like, what is it? You've got Israel, Iran. It's like there's always some kind of friggin' conflicts and wars going on, and I don't know. Is that what most of the population would actually want though? Or is it just these friggin' elitists who just, they're all waging these wars, but it's like, it doesn't seem like the society has a say in it. They just have to go along with it, it feels. Like, if you ask that for example, with the whole Ukraine-Russia thing, I bet you if you asked most of the Russians whether they want that, they probably would say no. And the problem is even if they said yeah, they've probably been brainwashed by their friggin' media. And this is the problem, is a lot of people have been brainwashed into going along with things. It's just, that there are news organisations and all that are heavily biased. And it's heavily biased over here as well, with like things like the BBC. We know that they're so biased and they're very much woke and all that, you could say. They have a woke agenda, because it all comes down to like who's funding them, and then it's like you can see that they have a skewed narrative. It's like, for example, you've got like the Guardian newspaper, I heard that was like partly funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I don't know how true that is, but I heard quite a bit that was what was going on. Hello Kayla, hope you're doing well. Thank you for the like. But it's good to see your channel seems to have been progressing. You've been getting a lot of like viewers on some of your lives, some of the stuff that you've been doing. So yeah, keep it up. But what's everybody up to tonight then? Anyone got any plans? Yeah, it's quite warm here at the moment, so. But I don't mind it. Just try to make the most of whatever happens. Try to just kind of, that's what we've got to do in general, just make the most of life. no matter what it throws at you, and not be a victim of your circumstances. Oftentimes people will just kind of complain about whatever that they can't control, but what use is that? Let's focus on what you do have, focus on the things you can control, and that's going to put you in a better mental state. People just don't seem to get it, do they? They're just kind of, like I say, kind of complaining over things that are out of your control is pointless. But yeah, and I think we should try and be coming together and uniting, but we need to try and be a bit more proactive, I think is what I'd say. If we want something to change, then we need to come together and figure out a way and be proactive about it, instead of procrastinating, just complaining about things. It's just a form of procrastination. It's like you get this like performative activism kind of thing, you could call it, like, or performative protesting or whatever you want to call it. Like they think that they're doing something productive, but really they're just virtue signaling and just trying to kind of signal that they're, I'm for this cause or whatever. It's like you get the whole BLM thing, and it's just, there was a lot of people just trying to show their support, and it was like they don't genuinely have any. I mean, I think the whole BLM thing was just a complete like mess. But like, the thing is, if you actually care about black businesses, for example, and stuff like that, then it's probably best to like, and black causes, probably best to just like leave it up to the people who know what they're talking about to spread awareness, instead of just all these random people trying to. Because I was watching this video where there was like about like how all these people on Twitter and all that, and they were just like cluttering the feed with all this nonsense, and a lot of it was like, sometimes there wouldn't be enough like details in a post, and it would be out of context or whatever, and it would mislead people. Like you might get people posting stuff about Israel or whatever, or they might be posting stuff about the Ukraine-Russia conflict, and then with a kind of skewed narrative, and it doesn't tell the whole picture, and it can actually be like like I said, a performative form of protesting or something, where it's not real protesting, but it's just trying to look good. Anyway, so how are we doing tonight, everybody? I hope you're all well. Feel free to ask questions, and feel free to just share some of your own thoughts as well. It's entirely up to you. This is for you guys, but yeah, unfortunately it doesn't seem to be much going on at the moment, but we'll see how this goes, I guess. Apparently we've got 2.56k subs, so yeah, come and hang out with us, guys, Don't be shy. Yeah. Is everybody okay then? Keep the chat flowing, guys. Two people watching apparently. See, like I said before, I got 1,000 meter rowing challenge on the rowing machine. 3 minutes and 39 seconds. That knocked 15 seconds off my record, so I'm really happy about that. Funnily enough, I had in my mind that I would probably get about that sort of time. It's kind of interesting how we think of something and then it happens, or around that kind of ballpark. So I do feel like there's maybe something to like the whole manifestation and the whole kind of like mind over matters kind of thing, and just going out with like a positive intention, and then you see that in your reality that things happen, and because you believed that it would. because I didn't just break the record, but I broke it by quite a margin. So, but like I've started on I'll be telling you, I don't know if I've been doing it long enough to see any effect. It could take, a couple of more weeks of it or something like that to really see the full effect. It'll be interesting to see what my times are. It might only knock a few seconds off, but that can be significant when it comes to, it could mean going from like, sort of advanced to like elite territory. It could put you into a different, sort of, what's the word? Like a sort of different league of fitness. Like going from like advanced up to like, or it could mean going from intermediate to advanced, that sort of thing. It could really take you up a notch in terms of like, so even just by dropping a few seconds off, so there's a potential for it to really mean a lot in that sense. But yeah, at times that can be quite competitive, and it's like, yeah, hi Daisy May, good to see you, how are you doing tonight, I hope you're well. It's like I want to try and, because I would use like other people's kind of times as like a benchmark and be like, okay, well, I want to see, sort of like it, kind of, yeah, I don't think there's anybody else here at the moment, but anyway, to see what, so you see other people's times and you're like, oh yeah, I want to smash that, I want to try and get towards, like, I'm not saying I'm going to become like, get like the world record time or something like that, but, I could get, pretty close to it, I reckon, if I cert myself and just keep doing it and just keep, improving my fitness level and just stay committed to things, commit to the recovery and all that, the nutrition, make sure everything is all on point. Don't let go, because as soon as you let go, then it's like you've got catching up to do then, and you're just wasting your time then. So for me, it's important to like kind of make sure I've got everything dialed in, and that way I know that I'm performing at my absolute best, and I'm not leaving sort of any stones unturned, because like I said, I don't want to leave any stones unturned. I want to make sure that I am performing at my 100%. I don't want to be at 99% or even 99.9%. I want to be at 100%. I'm not like, yeah. Alright, Daisy Mays, we've gone live. Okay. Yeah, so I don't want to be at, I don't want to be at 99% or whatever. I want to be at 100%. I want to be going all out to my full potential. But that's just a mindset that I have. Like, I don't want to feel like, oh, maybe I could have gone harder if I'd have done this. Like, I want to make sure that I don't leave anything on the table. Because then it's like, you think, oh, well, I could have done that. It's like, yeah, it's not good. Anyway, so, yeah, so is everybody okay then? Hope everyone's had a blessed day. Is anybody still here? Because it doesn't seem like there really is. I got one person apparently, so I don't know. It's hard to like please people in here, I guess. Like they all know I should be but I don't know, just haven't bothered to come here or whatever. But I'm still going to just keep coming talking about the things that matter to me, and I don't know. I'll just put a post out, I think. Yeah. I'm gonna put trying to think of something to put out. Hello Arzen, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me tonight. So I'm just gonna put some post out. Yeah. Yeah. So have you heard about the whole thing going around? People saying that Bonnie Blue is actually a transgender. I don't necessarily believe that. I think there's a lot of stuff on the internet. I've gone through all crazy conspiracy theories and stuff with like transvestigations and all that. People were saying people like Megan Fox is a transgender and a lot of these other people like these celebrities and stuff. It's like, I mean, come on, like it just starts to get ridiculous when you get into that level of, you know, cynicism. You could say it's like, I understand that there's a lot of messed up things, and it's like, but we have to have some degree of sanity when it comes to this sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, the world is a messed up place, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna put in I'm gonna put about, hustle culture is toxic ? I'm gonna put that as the poll, because the thing is, if people see my community page, the idea is that they might then come to my live, because they'll see that I'm live, possibly. So fingers crossed, maybe some more people will come over, but it's not guaranteed, but we'll see. So I noticed that some of my posts actually get quite a lot of interaction. The other one I did, Best City, that one got 57 votes. So yeah, some of my stuff, it just depends really. Some of it gets a good amount of votes, but it depends really. But anyway. Alright, is anybody still in here then? So no, like, sometimes it seems to pick up later, and then like, it's very unpredictable in here really, isn't it? Let's just have a look at just see how my live is doing. Yeah, it's just going kind of slow tonight really, but oh well. Yeah, it would help if people could come and chat with us or something. Well, come on, we don't bite in here, you know. It's just feel free to hang out and let's have a conversation or something. Yeah, I think I'll just have a bit of a walk around. Sometimes I feel like I can think a bit better when I'm walking around. Yeah, just really, really warm at the moment. I barely open windows. I don't really like opening windows so much because I don't like letting in these friggin' insects and stuff in the house. So, what's the temperature? 26.5 degrees in here apparently. Wow. Ozan says, what do you mean, Anyway, so yeah, 26.5, that is crazy. But yeah, I can handle that kind of heat, but yeah. So where are you from again? But yeah, like I said, I got the record on the rowing machine today. So apparently the absolute record, like world record, is like 238.2 or something like that. So what I got today was 338.8. So I just have to go about a minute soon. I have to finish it a minute sooner to get the record. So, but I could probably get pretty close. I think I could probably get down to under 3 minutes if I really got it so kind of down. Well, apparently they have to do 2,000 meters in under 6 minutes to be passed for the rowing team in the Olympics or something like that, which would mean that you'd have to do 3 minute 1,000 meters twice in a row. So that, yeah, obviously when it comes to the longer the distance, then the slower the average time per 1,000 meters. So if someone's rowing, let's say 10,000 meters, then it might start getting to a point where it's like closer to like 4 minutes per 1,000 meters or something like that, even for people who are like at elite level. What's that? June 13. Your birthday was at June 23rd or June 13. All right. Yeah, because we're not at June 23rd yet. So but yeah, June 13th. So how old was you on June 13th? It was like last night, and yeah, it was like Friday the 13th, which is yeah, that happens every so often, but nothing bad happened, fortunately. You know, they say it's like unlucky. You know, it's like that sort of like, you know, like sort of like, what is it called? What's the word? Like the superstitious people who like believe that something, you know, kind of. But yeah, I did this magic trick on my channel before, and yeah, someone figured it out already. So yeah. To be fair, like, it's not one that really looks that good on camera, because the thing with some card tricks is that they rely somewhat on misdirection, but when you can sort of like see it all like on camera, it's like, yeah, because this is the thing, like, it doesn't always come across best on camera. Sometimes you can see kind of what's going on, but with that kind of misdirection, let's say someone picks a card, they're more focused on that, and then you have your chance to kind of like do your move, and then you can sort of you know, then you can just oh you turned 15, okay. So you know, you do like the you know, the secret move, whatever, while they're too busy kind of looking elsewhere. So yeah, but I've learned a lot of different like card tricks and stuff, and I like doing that stuff. Sometimes I'll, you know, put on a show for people, whatever, if I'm around like a group of people, whatever, and I'll just kind of try to entertain people or something, you know. And most of the people have no idea how it's done. So yeah, just I don't know, it's slow in here tonight, but oh well. I don't know if it's because I was live earlier, so, but I'm trying to do more lives to try and build the momentum up with the channel, and just try to see how fast I can grow this thing, you know, because we're up to like 2.56k now, and it's yeah, it's just it's taking time, but yeah, we're up, I think we're on 2.5k only like a few days ago, so it is growing pretty quickly. It's growing by like maybe 10 per day or so, but which would mean that by the end of the year maybe I could get to about, I don't know, 5k or something like that. But I'd ideally want to get, you know, bigger than that by then. I want to see it growing faster, so, but maybe it'll just, I don't know, it's one of those things. Because I want to see, like, you know, viewers going up and things like that, try and just keep, hopefully that will get, you know, pushed out more, and just fingers crossed. Just gotta, you know, try and focus on the message that I'm putting out, and yeah, I've been trying to just like, you know, start with the titles and stuff, because apparently that was not really great. Just having a kind of generic kind of title or something, because then people don't know what your lives are about if you don't really do that. So, but yeah, you know, I'm just trying to keep going with the fitness stuff, because it gives me a sense of achievement when I'm seeing progress, whether that's, you know, improving my times on the rowing machine, or whether that's improving at, you know, my strengths, skills and things like that. You know, it kind of satisfies me to see that I'm going in the right direction, I'm making progress. So I just want to keep making progress with what I'm doing, and so I wonder why someone thinks that, you know, hustle culture isn't toxic. I mean, because to me it's all just a very kind of, what I mean by that is like when people will just work all day, every day. I think for the most part I'd say it is toxic. I mean, it's they're just selling their soul, like it's and that's, you know, a lot of people are promoting this in the whole self-improvement space of just sell your soul basically and just only focus on making money, but then you're not spending a lot of time living your life. And the thing is, if you actually want to become a better life coach even, then you want to actually go out there and get some real experience. If you're just sat at home and all that and just think you can actually coach people or anything like that, then it's, you know, you're going to struggle. If you don't have the people skills, you know, then good luck with that. There is certain businesses you can just do all this monk mode or whatever, but I don't really agree with that, you know. I think the whole monk mode thing is just a bit of a joke, to be honest with you. Like, it's just a bunch of awkward guys who yeah, like, maybe it's a cult. It's like this whole Sigma male bullshit. Like, oh well, I don't need to go out and, you know, try and meet people because I'm working on my business. I'm just so far better than everybody else, really. But you're just some awkward kind of nerdy guy, you know. Like, there's the problem of this kind of like, there's a lot of like egos and stuff like that, and a lot of them think they're better than everybody else because they, anyway, you know what I mean. Anyway, so is anybody still here? I'm struggling to get anybody in here tonight, so I'm hoping, you know, maybe some more people will come and hang out with us. Yeah, it's a tough crowd tonight, I guess. Yeah. But I'm just gonna keep going as though there's like a million people or something. And the guy who asked chicken questions, remember? Oh yeah, welcome back. Oh yeah, I guess Pulsing Iron's not live tonight or something, because sometimes he does like an evening live or something. Hello, what's up guys? I'm doing this beginner workout, and this is like fundamental movements. This will help you to build strength and make you, this will work your heart and lungs. It will anyway, welcome in everybody. Anyway, I hope you're all well tonight. Feel free to ask questions. But yeah, I don't know why you kept asking chicken questions. It did seem a bit kind of odd, but anyway. I won't judge you or whatever. It's just yeah. Like I said, it's a judgment-free zone, so just thinking whether I should restart it, but the thing is, if I do that, then it's not guaranteed to do any better anyway. And sometimes if I stay on for like another half an hour, then it pushes me out a bit more. It's just really random on here. But yeah, just gotta try and just somehow keep this going, even though sometimes it's just very slow and nobody hardly here, and it's just, yeah. There's a few at the start, but it's just, I don't know. Tough crowd tonight. Well, it's 4 people apparently now. Say hello if you're there, guys. If you don't mind, just yeah, come and just say something. Hello or whatever. Or even just like the live, just give it a like. If you're not even going to do that, then why don't you just jog on or something? I don't know. Just, yeah. I'm trying my best here, but yeah. Alright. Sometimes it feels like I'm not very appreciated and stuff and whatever. I'm trying to not have these thoughts and stuff. But we aren't always in control of the thoughts, but we can control how we react to it. So we don't need to overreact to negative thoughts and what have you. And I don't know if it's because I know my last shorts still getting pushed out. So hope you're all good. Keep working hard. Okay, thank you. Like I said, I was at the gym earlier. I did some rowing, 1,000 meters in 3 minutes and 39 seconds, which is beating my record by 15 seconds. So I'm really happy about that. I'm so glad that I managed to beat my record so much. But yeah, you just you never know. I don't get it with these shorts where the views go up and then they take views off. It's what's that about? It's why didn't they just it doesn't make sense to me. Why did they add those views on in the first place then, just to take them off? Oh, they're illegitimate views. What do you mean illegitimate views? How can hundreds of them be illegitimate? Seems a bit weird. Never listen to negative people, you're making a difference. Well, it can be a bit hard to see sometimes because I can't see how other people are behind the screen. It's sometimes it feels as though I'm on my own here at times, and it feels a bit, lonely, and but you just got to try and push through that and just try and just ignore those feelings and just remember that that I'm on the right track. But it is what it is. I don't know, but yeah. So how have you been anyway, Macman? Reminds me of Pac-Man. Is that a sort of play on that, or is it something else? Always try to check in, show and support you all. Thank you for stopping by. I understand if you're busy with other things, but yeah, it's nice if people can at least just stop by and just hang out for a bit and at least acknowledge your existence. I think it's good to have that, and because some people it's almost like I don't even exist to them. They've completely forgotten about me, they just ignore me. It's they just probably forget, and I understand people have their own lives and stuff, but it does feel a bit sometimes that they don't care enough to try and just even come and hang out for a bit and see what's going on and just whatever. So yeah, it is what it is. But it's just I don't know. Because I should be probably getting a lot more viewers than this, but 2,500 plus subs, it does feel a bit odd. Just the way to do rest of my workout. You have a good weekend. We'll have chat tomorrow. Share some ideas if you want. Okay, cool. That'll be good. So I was just talking about the whole Bonnie Blue thing, and like I said, I think it's mad how she's only 26 years old. She just looks way older than that to me, and that's with her even wearing makeup. It's I don't know what's going on with some of these people that look way older for their age. I've seen women in their 40s, even almost 50, that look younger than her. Yeah, it's just so bizarre. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just like trying to keep this going and try to stay positive as well, and not let things get to me. But sometimes it's hard. But if you want to say something, that would be really appreciated. Even just a hi or something, because I try to come on here and interact with people, but I just feel a bit lonely now. But yeah. I don't know, guys. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I just don't know what to do anymore. Because I've had times where it's like everything just feels like it's futile and just pointless, and like, what is the point? Can't help it. Sometimes I have these thoughts, and it's like, you think like I'm just wasting my time, but maybe I'm not. Oftentimes our thoughts aren't valid. We should question our beliefs, our thoughts. Question like, what evidence is there for that to be true? Because if you don't have evidence for it, then just disregard it. Disregard anything that there's no evidence for, because it's not helping you to think that way. If you're thinking like, oh well, maybe I'm not cut out for this or whatever, well, it's like, well, who's to say you're not? There's so many people out there that end up making it, and you think to yourself, how did that person make it? So we have to try and look at like, well, what makes all these people special? It's like, so I'm like, okay, I just want to try and just do whatever the best that I can. Try and just, it's like you got to pull out all the stops and leave no stones unturned, whatever you want to call it. If you want to make it, you want to, how many pull-ups? I can't really do a lot of pull-ups. I'm not very good at them. They're a bit of like, it's a bit of a challenge when you're taller. Like, and this is what people don't seem to understand, that everyone's going to have their own leverages and stuff for different things. Like, I think my leverages are like rowing, actually, that we're doing on the rowing machine, and I can get a better time than almost anybody in here. Almost anybody that is in here, I will challenge them and I'll beat them. But yet on pull-ups I would struggle, because body weight becomes a limiting factor on that sort of stuff, whereas on the rowing stuff, having extra mass, like having extra long limbs, that can actually help you. So so there's like pros and cons to it. So we shouldn't necessarily be judging someone's athletic ability based on how many pull-ups they can do, because the person who can't do that many pull-ups, they might have a world-class time on a friggin' rowing machine, and then someone who can do loads of pull-ups, they might not be good at other things. They might not be good at sprinting, for example, because they don't have the long legs for that. So there's kind of like, swings and roundabouts, really, isn't it? But yeah. So just because you're good at one thing doesn't mean that there's something really that special about you. So everyone's got their leverages, and I'm going to try and just utilize my leverage on rowing, and because I actually enjoy it more than running, because with running there's a lot of impact, and I don't know. I will do some running at times, but if I'm trying to go for like super fast running, it starts to get really uncomfortable. There's a lot of impact on the lower body, like around the calves and around a lot of those areas, like the knees also are going to get a lot of impact. depending on where you run and all that. But yeah, I mean, but it's like I think if you want to look at someone's fitness, you should look at across the board. What are their capabilities? What is their 1 minute mile time? What is their 1,000 meter roll time? What is their all these different things? How much can they deadlift? How much can they bench, squat? As well as maybe things like pull-ups, push-ups, dips, all sorts of things. You have to go on every single metric to find out how fit somebody is. But it's also in terms of things such as strength, endurance, and how long you can, for example, can you lift a heavy weight and then move it around, holding it for a minute or two, keeping that grip there, versus someone who can, lift something really heavy off the ground, but they can't seem to, they could get them a weight that's a little bit lighter, but they're not going to have that endurance. So everyone's got their own leverages, and depending on how they train, or whether they train for endurance or speed or whatever, or they or just genetically they're more predisposed to being better at a certain thing than the other. I think VO2 max is a big indicator in terms of fitness. Things such as grip test strength, but like I said though, someone who's got good grip endurance might not necessarily have the best maximum grip. So I'd be like looking at how good is someone across the board. That is going to be the best indicator, I think, rather than just one metric. Like if you ask someone how much can they lift of a certain movement, it doesn't really mean anything. It's like, what is it in the context of other things? It's like, okay. Anyway, I hope everyone's well tonight. Is anybody still watching? No, looks like there's nobody fucking watching, so what am I supposed to do here, eh? I don't know if it's because I put a short out earlier and they're still pushing that out. So I noticed something that once the short stopped getting pushed out, the live starting to get pushed out more. I don't know if that's a coincidence or whatever, but maybe there's something to that. So I'll just have to see how long they're pushing this short out for, and yeah, see what you guys been up to today. So yeah, that short just got me like 4 new subscribers. Yeah. And I think the one yesterday had about 9 or something, just from the short. So doing that every day, we'll hopefully see it start to grow, and yeah. But I don't know. It's just a bit disappointing at times when things aren't going your way, and it's like you start to kind of question everything. You start, like I said, start to have these thoughts. Am I doing the right thing here? So I try to, bring stuff up, and like people say, oh, you should have a topic or blah blah blah, and even when I do, most people don't seem to be that interested. So whatever, at least somebody's interested. It's just, the thing with YouTube, it's like it is a numbers game. You want to get as many people as possible if you're trying to be successful with it. But at some point, I want to be able to start making decent money from it. And you might say, oh, well, you shouldn't be doing it. It's like, well, yeah, but you don't want me to make money from it, doing something I enjoy. It's like, I just think that people who try to put people down for wanting to make money from doing what they enjoy, it's just, they're probably just some miserable ass people who they probably deep down wish they could do it. You know, when people say, "Oh, get a real job" and all that, it's like, well, probably because deep down they're miserable, bitter. A lot of them, I think. Now, maybe it is just that some of them is because of the generational thing. But times have changed now. You know, people are looking at ways to make money online and all that. So yeah, and some people are resorting to some pretty like extreme measures to make money online, or not online, but or to reduce their cost of living. Like they might just go and live in the woods or something like that. And to some people, that is, you know, something they want to do. Like it gives them a sense of purpose or whatever, and you got to do what's right for you. Don't listen to anybody that tells you, oh, you should go out and do this and that or whatever, because they don't know what's best for you, do they? You know, that only you know what's best for you. So don't need to go listen to these fucks who want to be like, oh, why don't you go and get a real job or whatever. What do these people know? A lot of these people haven't even been grown up online. It's just a lot of ignorant people out there. I understand that some people are not from the same generation but it's like, you should, if you're going to say these things, then you should at least go and research it before you make some kind of conclusion on things. To just assume that everybody who's, you know, doesn't want to work a 9 to 5 job, that they're lazy or something like that. I'm probably the least lazy person that you've come across. I mean, like, I will literally burn myself out to the ground, and like I got myself a bunch of calluses working out. So I'm definitely not a lazy person. Like, if I want to do something, I will do it, and I'll make sure I do it. Even if I feel like I might be going a bit too far, but I will fucking do it. Like, if I'm determined, I will fucking do it. I went through some crazy fasting phases. I put myself through some kind of like mental torture, if you could say, like, where I'd be getting towards the end, I'd be like, have a few hours left, and I'd be like, I need to try and just see this through. I have a certain time where I have to go to, and like, I wasn't even drinking anything, so it made it even more of a challenge. Now, I'm not saying people should do this, but it goes to show that I can fucking do it. If I want to fucking do something, I will fucking do it. Because at any time I've done any of these fasts, I've not given up. I've seen it out, even when I felt like, you know, probably should be, but I was like, I could fucking kept it going and make sure that, you know, I don't just give up, because if I want to fucking do something, I ain't gonna fucking give up. And same with this fucking channel. If I want to fucking grow this fucking channel, I'm not gonna fucking stop. And if people are going, oh, you're swearing, it's like, I don't fucking care. You know, I'm just gonna keep going until something fucking happens. Because even if it takes till like I'm fucking 80 or something, you know, I don't give a fuck. You know, because I want to be fucking finally recognised for who I am. You might say that I'm being arrogant or whatever, but I think I fucking deserve to be fucking recognised. I finally deserve to be fucking appreciated. Hi Runner Boy, how have you been? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so yeah, I beat my time on the rowing machine today. So last time was 3:54. Guess what? It's down to 3:39 now. So I shaved off a whole 15 seconds. Now maybe last time I maybe could have gone a bit harder, but it was actually at the end of a workout, so that probably affected it as well. But I think I was just so in that zone to just fucking absolutely fucking smash the record, and yeah. Just back from a 9-hour shift. Oh yeah, you did say about doing a 9-hour shift. How was that then? Like, I'm just gonna like, yeah. Like, you know, I would get into this kind of zone where I'm like, it's like all or nothing kind of thing. I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking do it. like I was like, yeah, because I saw like the what is it, the time per what was it, 500 meters, and I'm like, I need to keep that low as I'm going through it, but maybe I actually kind of burnt myself out a bit early, because I was saying earlier how you probably want to start off with leave a little bit in the tank, so then you can really fucking hammer it at the end. But I kind of keep making the mistake of going a bit too hard too early, and that can mess you up because then you get that sort of burnout. And it wasn't that bad, but yeah, it's just trying to find that balance really of speed, and then you can in the second half go even harder and just like you're probably gonna find that your time's lower when you do that, because once you get that sort of start getting those hydrogen ions and you start getting that fatigue, it apparently actually affects your aerobic performance or something. Someone was saying it can actually starve you of like glucose or something, or is it oxygen? I'm not too sure, but like there's apparently like this is why if you go super fast, then you'll find that on the recovery you can't just go back down to like a normal running speed. You'd have to like sort of go to like a jog kind of thing, because your body needs to recover, and it's like it kind of, I mean, let's have a look at in terms of like anaerobic exercise, anaerobic exercise that apparently impose I'm just having a look at this really, but yeah, my feet are sore after it. Oh yeah, I bet. What is that, after the shift, you mean? So you might notice that if you go super fast, then you would have to go quite slow after that. So it makes sense to like not just go super fast at the beginning. While anaerobic exercise like sprinting can improve some aspects of athletic performance, it can negatively impact sustained aerobic performance like long distance running. This is because anaerobic exercise relies on energy systems that don't use oxygen, can lead to fatigue and build-up of byproducts like lactate, which can hinder endurance. So they say it's lactate, but let's have a look on the lactic acid. Why it causes muscle fatigue. Well, lactic acid buildup has historically been blamed for muscle fatigue, but recent research suggests it's not the primary cause. Instead, fatigue is more likely due to other factors such as depleted glycogen stores, increased hydrogen ions, and inorganic phosphate accumulation. So what's this inorganic phosphate accumulation? Have you heard about this one? So it says it's a fundamental form of phosphate that plays a critical role in various biological processes. It is the primary form of phosphate found in the body and is essential for building and maintaining bones and teeth. Inorganic phosphate also plays a crucial role in energy storage and transfer within cells. So I'm wondering if the beta-alanine helps with that as well or something, or they were saying about the hydrogen ions and stuff. Inorganic phosphate is not directly related to beta-alanine supplementation in the context of exercise for muscle function. Beta-alanine is a non-essential amino acid that is known for increasing carnosine levels in muscle tissue. Carnosine acts as a buffer against muscle acidity during high-intensity exercise, potentially improving performance and delaying fatigue. Inorganic phosphate, on the other hand, is involved in it. So I was just wondering if, I need to get okay, no worries, I'll see you again later. Your lives have definitely been doing better recently. Yeah, at the moment it's a bit slow, but trying to just not see that as kind of like sort of that's how it's just gonna be. It's like, well, we've got 4 apparently now, but yeah, say hello if you're watching, guys. I think maybe it helps with having this prism thing that I've been doing, but yeah, so I just want to keep improving performance, and maybe because the thing is that if we could completely buffer lactic acid and all that, well, not the lactic acid itself, but things like the hydrogen ions, that could really sort of that would really make you like a superhuman. Imagine if you could go at like a sprint pace for like an hour or something like that. That would be insane. That you'd be going so fast. But I don't know if there's any way that we're ever going to be able to do that by any kind of supplements. They can only buffer it a little bit, but like it's not gonna. Yeah, I mean, there are things that you can do to try and help improve VO2 max with training and stuff like that, but the problem is that once you go above that threshold, then you're getting to anaerobic. What I'm saying is, like, it'd be cool if there was a way to like allow you to kind of keep going longer and not fatigue. Imagine if you was able to sprint at like 20 miles per hour and just keep that going, but yeah, unfortunately it doesn't seem like we have the way to kind of do that at the moment. But yeah, imagine if you could do that and you could just and then maybe you could like ride a bike at friggin' like 40 miles an hour or something and just keep that going for like an hour, let's say, and you're in a friggin' different city or somewhere somewhere miles and miles away. No, yeah, of course we've got like cars and stuff like that, but it's like it'd be cool if we could see like our physical bodies just going completely like insane. Like if we find any more supplements that even boost it another 10-20% or whatever, and we can just keep going faster and keep going longer, and yeah, because it's like the top speed. If I remember, like I think it was Usain Bolt or something. At one point in that sprint, in the 100 meters, they were going like 27 miles per hour. Well, I think the average pace was just over like 20 miles per hour or so for these sprinters. And but imagine if you could keep that pace up for like an hour, and nobody can do that. Like the fastest runner can maybe run like in an hour. They can maybe run about 13 miles or so. But yeah, that would be crazy, wouldn't it? Yeah, like it could get to a point where I don't know. But this is all kind of like hypothetical, but I don't know. It's dreamland. It's just that our bodies are quite limited in a lot of ways, but they're great in ways as well. The way that we can adapt to stress and things like that. We shouldn't like take our bodies for granted. There's a lot of things that are very special about the human body. We should be grateful for that. Our bodies do a great job in a lot of ways, but they can have some issues in some ways. Like, for example, when you get hay fever and hello Set Top, how's it going? Welcome to the live. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. That would be really appreciated. It's like I said, I'm live every day, so welcome in. Yeah. So what's your name, by the way, if you don't mind me asking, or is that your name, Set Top? Anyway, okay, can you get this live shared out if you don't mind? It's up to you though. But welcome in all you guys. This is for all you guys. This is a platform for everyone to come and hang out and make connections and stuff like that. So Yeah. Hello, Maroy. Good to see you. If I don't sleep tonight and go at work at the day, then people come home at 12 p.m. How many hours should I sleep then? Like, because it will be weird to sleep 8 hours a day. Yeah, but have you maybe got yourself like an eye mask or something like that? Maybe that could help you to get to sleep, to block out some of that light. I have already subbed my. Okay, no problem. But thank you for stopping by. It's Siddhant from India. Okay, cool. I just don't really remember you, but yeah, but welcome in anyway. So I don't know if you've been to this live before, but thank you for joining me anyway. I try to go live every day on here, and yeah. But 8 hours of sleep, they reckon, is like optimal. But to be honest, I don't get 8 hours of sleep really. But I've started doing a bit of like this yoga nidra meditation stuff. And they say you can actually get some of the benefits from sleep from it. Now, yeah, you won't get all the deep sleep benefits, but like, I don't know if like, for example, if you sleep only 6 hours or 5 hours or whatever versus 8 hours, do you still get the same amount of deep sleep or not? I'm just wondering, like, yeah, I'm wondering if you can substitute some of the sleep with yoga nidra, because some people were saying that it could, but then they were saying how you can't get the like deep sleep benefits from yoga nidra. So yoga nidra, because it's like you're still awake, but it's like you're in this sort of, it puts you into more of like a trance sort of state, and yeah. Well, I'm planning to buy an automatic watch, but it's 15k, so is it worth it? It all depends on, you know, kind of whether you think it's worth it or not, because it's ultimately up to you about, like, you know, are you willing to, yeah, is that something that you feel like is worth it, you know, how much do you think it's worth? That's what I'd say, so, yeah. Anyway, guys, could you share the live out, please? Sharing is caring. Just trying to, like, you know, build this up, and, yeah, so if you can share it out to other people, that would be great. I'm trying my best here, you know, but yeah. Oh wow, thank you for the super chat. I don't know how much that is worth, but thank you for your support. But yeah, 15k, that's in your currency, right? But yeah, to me, like, you know, personally, I'm not really into watches. I used to like having a watch when I was a kid, but I kind of grew out of that, so I don't know, but if you feel like it's worth having a watch, you like the look of it, then it's like, okay, but depending on how much it costs, it's like, is it worth it? Maybe you just focus on saving money, and then maybe down the line it's something that you could buy it, something. 15k, $200, though I was talking about Indian rupees, okay. So how much is 20 rupees in British money? 20 rupees in pounds. Oh, so that's with a 0.17. But yeah, thank you anyway. I know, like, obviously it's you know, you don't get a lot of money over there and stuff. It's so I mean, it's the thought that counts. So yeah, I mean, anyway, it's 50 cent, not much. Okay, yeah, it says 17 pence here, so it's like 17p for 20 rupees. But at least I've got some donation, and thank you very much. Yeah, it's been a few days since I've had a super chat, so yeah, that's good. Yeah, that I'm, yeah. Anyway, who's in here then? Let me know. Yeah, how are you all doing tonight, everybody? I hope you're all well. Feel free to ask questions. How do you guys like the setup that I've got, like the backdrop and all that? Do you think it looks good? I think it looks a bit more professional, this one, and I think I'm just going to stick with this one for now. I've been trying out different backdrops and stuff, but there was this one that looked like weed, and I thought maybe it's a bit tacky and just, you know, not great looking, so anyway, but yeah, just keep the chat flowing, guys. And we're just, you know, like I said, you know, this is for you guys, so yeah, if you've got any questions you want to ask, then put them in the chat. But yeah, I'm just trying not, you know, get bitter or whatever, and just, you know, I've got a lot to be grateful for, you know. I'm so lucky to be around, you know, alive right now. I'm just so like, I've got my health, I've got the fact that I can even come on and talk to you guys, even if it's not busy, but at least some people will show up and hang out with us. I've got people that I can talk to every day. I've got people in my life that, you know, like, that I can talk to. So it's about the gratitude, you know, like when we start to get into that kind of abundance mindset, gratitude and all that, then life's peachy, you know. By the way, bro, lately I got to know that I have no one who actually cares about me, even though I have friends and people talk to me, but I have not been calling anyone lately and no one is bothered. Do you have friends? I do have sort of friends. There's this guy that helps me out and he's really supportive, and yeah, it seems genuine and all that, so cause he's never like asked me to do anything for him actually, and he just keeps on like supporting me. So yeah, there is people out there like that. It's just stay vigilant though. I've started to kind of like hang out with people with the fitness stuff, because yeah, there was like some people that I was hanging around with, but they're not really friends or anything, but like I started to see this guy around, and so I'm trying to just like, you know, sort of put myself out there and, you know, make connections. So it's good to, you know, go out to these, you know, fitness parks. You can meet people doing that, you know. You can I feel like gyms are not actually a very good environment personally for like that, because yeah. Anyway, so I hope everyone's doing well tonight. If you've got any questions, and put them in the chat. So I'm here every day, so I'm just gonna keep going with this. I'm gonna, you know, doubling down. I'm just gonna go live as much as I can, and just yeah. Hopefully one day soon that things will really just like pop off for me. I'm just hoping that, yeah, all the work I've been putting in is finally going to pay off. I don't know when, but yeah, I hope it's not going to take too long, because it's been a long time coming. I've tried different things, I've tried different channels and stuff doing different things, but I need this to work out soon, and it's because, yeah, I've been a bit sort of, I don't know, been feeling a bit defeated and all that, so I'm going to do whatever it takes. But anyway, yeah, what's up everybody anyway? Let's get this shirt out if you can. I'm just not going to like be a victim, I'm just going to like, yeah, because that ain't going to do you any favours, is it, just being a victim? It's not a good sort of attitude to have. Too many victims in this world that just act like the world owes them something, and feeling like that they, anyway, what's it, I don't know how I am supposed, I am always the bad guy in situations. In my coaching there was a boy bullying a girl, so I told him not to bully her, but they turned out to be in relationship and told everyone I am creep. Yeah, you're gonna get that sort of crap where, yeah, people slander and make false allegations about you, you know. But you just have to not let it get to you, you know. It's like, if you know that you're innocent or that, then it's like, that's their problem, you know. But at least you know now. At least you know that they're not trustworthy. So there's a lot of people in this world that are not very trustworthy. Just some dodgy people out there, aren't there? Don't know where my mum is tonight. She's not been in here yet, so I don't know. Maybe she's busy with something else. Anyway, whatever. By the way, I'm the popular kid I'm 6'6", and that's really tall in India. Girls talk to me, but still I don't feel talking to people who are not really. Yeah, I know how you feel, but yeah, I'm like about 6'4", and even that's tall here. I mean, I could imagine being 6'6" in India. That would be like being 7 foot here or something like that. Crazy that. Yeah, because I know a lot of people in India are like maybe 5'6" or something like that. The guys, so you're like probably like a whole foot taller. But yeah, thing is, there is challenges of being tall as well, because it's hard not to look lanky, and you know it can, yeah, sometimes it's hard to get clothes that fit and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts about people who have many friends but can't trust any of them? Personally, I would like to be alone than be with people who can betray me. Yeah, same. So I don't try to talk to anyone. Yeah, I can be like that, but I mean, I'm open to talking to people, but I'm like, I don't really get close to a lot of people because, yeah, I just don't really want to get into dramas and stuff like that. But there's a few people I could probably trust in, but other than that, I'd just kind of be quite reserved with it. And I do want to actually settle down with someone at some point, but yeah. Anyway, so what's up, everybody? Is everybody okay? Hope you've all had a blessed day. Share this out if you can. I'm live on here every day, so yeah. Well, I appreciate you hanging out with us, because there's no one else even saying anything at the moment, so I appreciate your input. Same on is same. Yeah, it's like you come online, you realise that you have a lot of similarities with a lot of people with what you're feeling. It's like a lot of people are feeling the same things, but they don't say it in public. They just kind of come online and they vent about things. You know, it's just, the world has become a kind of dark place, is what I've come to realise. I think social media has done a number on a lot of people, hasn't it, you know? It's turned a lot of people narcissistic, egotistical, but it's also made a lot of people become quite insecure and self-conscious. So it's kind of done the opposite. So with some people, like those that were already kind of like a little bit insecure, it's probably made them worse. But then you've got the people who were already kind of egotistical kind of a bit to begin with. It's made them even worse. It's like what it seems to have done is just exaggerated what people were already like to begin with, I think. Yeah, it kind of exposes human nature in a way and just kind of like amplifies it. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, people can be sick sometimes. It's like there was that whole thing, wasn't there? I think it was a New York subway thing, and there was like people who were like, you know, someone was like getting unalived, and then people didn't seem to care, and they just, even I think they were filming it or something. Fucking sickos. The thing is, people only remember me when they need someone to fight for them, as I am a trained boxer too, bro. I'm 18, so people have fights even though I just make sure they don't get hurt. Yeah, that's it. People just want to use you, a lot of them, don't they? If they see something in you, some kind of like asset or something like that, or you have some kind of value, they'll just exploit that for their own gain, and they won't give you anything back in return. They won't offer you anything. They'll just take. Me. We're in this kind of like narcissistic generation now of, yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, times have changed, you know, it's, people just don't know how to even be human anymore, it seems. Yeah. Anyway, so we've got 2 people still here apparently, so keep talking, guys. It's up to you. Now you could say, well, I'm a narcissist as well because I want to try and, you know, get my name out there or whatever, but whatever, you know. But I think it's just, we all kind of have it, but it's like, to some degree, but well, it's like, it's the way that people, you know, go about things, I think, is the problem. It's like, yeah, you can be like, looking to try and be successful and whatever and be self-interested, but it's like when people try to get attention by doing like these desperate things of like, you know, rage baiting people, or I don't know, it's just pathetic. sometimes I feel is true unconditional love or friendship even exists now. Yeah, something I've kind of felt like that. Is it real? Is it real? Because you see so many people getting betrayed, and people who by people that they thought really loved them, but then they turned their back on them, they betrayed them or whatever, and you think to yourself, maybe this is all just a fantasy. I mean, they have kind of like sold you this whole thing of in love and like Disney and all that, but it isn't like that in reality. Yeah, anyway. Is everybody okay? Hope everyone's had a good day today. Again, guys, share this out if you can. Anybody else there? Don't know how long I'm going to stay on here for really, but if it doesn't pick up soon, I'm probably going to get off soon then. Just got to give it a chance, I suppose. You never really know what's going to happen, but yeah. Yeah, what's this? I have seen that you stream about working out. Man, how is your physique? I mean, this is where we're at the moment, but yeah. Just kind of see like the torso. You can see some like the definition there, but yeah, it's just the slow progress really. But a lot of the stuff you see on social media is fake. They're either not natural, a lot of them, or they're using the most, like the lighting, the pump, all that kind of stuff, angles, tan, things like that to try and enhance their physique. So all I'd say is don't trust everything you see online, because it's there's just so many fake people out there. Like I said, trying to, because how to get clout on social media is to be inauthentic for a lot of people by showing themselves off in the best possible way instead of just how they would look normally, because that wouldn't be so impressive. So yeah, just keep the chat flowing, guys. I don't know what's going on with this thing tonight really, but oh well. It is what it is. Yeah. I really have muscle, but you also have a bit fat, but you look great. Okay, well, thank you, but it's like, yeah. But if you have a bit of fat, it helps you build muscle as well, because yeah, it's like like I said, all these guys that are super shredded, they're probably fake, a lot of them anyway. I mean, it's just like, this is what, it's like, it's probably not the best time, because like, I get a bit bloated after a meal. There's not that much fat there. It's just, yeah. It's like, that's probably better kind of lighting really, but it's just, there's not that much fat there. It's just barely like pinch much of it, but yeah. Anyway, so I guess what you're saying is that maybe what you meant is in more like maybe it's a good thing, because like some people will get super shredded and then like that can become a bit extreme. Like when it's just, 6% body fat or something crazy like that. It's just not realistic for probably like 99% of guys. And I could set my top off and just show you like what it looks like fully, but that's yeah, where we're at the moment. So yeah, try and see if you can see the back as well. So yeah, it's like this is there's not that much fat there, but it's just enough to kind of like help me to keep making progress. I haven't actually really gained any fat for like probably a couple of years now at least, because like just seems like my body will just naturally kind of stay at this level. It doesn't necessarily need to go any more, as long as I don't like eat too much food. But it's almost impossible for me to like eat too much at this point, because the amount of training that I do, it's yeah. Anyway, so how are we doing, people? Hope you're all well tonight. Three people still here apparently. Okay. Whatever. Not saying anything, are they? Just lurking. Hello, Prenan. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Good, how's you? I'm alright, thank you. Bench is 60 kgs. Yeah, that's like probably about, apparently that's like an average bench or something, but just keep going. I think that's more than what that friggin' Jack's Fitness can do. I don't even know if he's even able to do 60 kg yet. And he's been at it for ages, but yeah. I mean, he has made progress, but he's been doing unnatural stuff to make progress though. Yeah, it's been quite quite warm here too. Where are you at again? Was it India or something? Anyway. kind of very slow in here tonight. Yeah. Welcome in everybody. I hope you're all well tonight. So I need to just stop doing any like kind of, nonsense like meltdowns or anything like that. It's just, it's not doing me any favors, is it? It's not doing anybody any favors, apart from just these toxic people that love to see you unhappy because they're miserable themselves. Oh, London. Alright, I don't know, it might just be in your name, like, it sounds a bit Indian or something. I'm in York at the moment. It's just the name, I don't know, it just sounds a bit kind of, I just had, I don't know, Pre-Nan. Sounds like something that you order at like a takeaway or something. What's that? What is it? An Indian name or something? I don't know. Anyway, welcome in here. I hope you're all well tonight. Can we get the live shared out? What's that? Oh, it is Indian. Alright. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, I was just, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't really have a lot to do tomorrow, so I'll have to have a think, really. Uh, 79 kg, am I too skinny? Well, how tall are you? I mean, it just depends on, it also depends on like what you're happy with. If you're happy with how you look, then no, you're not. It comes down to like what you're happy with, and if you're not happy with it, then you need to keep making progress then. So yeah. Hi Glitch, how are you doing? Good to see you again. I am 6'6", but I'm happy as I'm pretty fast. Oh yeah. Yeah, 79 kg at 6'6" is like, I do remember you said that now, like pretty skinny for that tall, but that's what it can help with like long distance running and things like that if you're more skinny. What have you been up to today? I went to the gym, I smashed my PR on the rowing machine for 1,000 meters. So my previous record was 3 minutes and 54, and now I'm down to 3 minutes and 39. So that's like a 15-second decrease in time. That's crazy, but I really went to the next level this time and really put everything into it. And also I did it at the beginning of my workout, which probably helps instead of doing it at the end of the workout where I'm already kind of burnt out. It's not a good idea, really. Yeah, thank you, Glitch. But yeah, I feel like my physique's like pretty good for like rowing, because like having that quite, lean muscular physique is good for, sort of having that power, but you don't necessarily want to get too big because then that could hinder you. So you have to find that balance where, especially when if you're taking steroids, because like people go on about steroids now, people trying to glorify them, but it's like they have a lot of negatives as well, because if you're building that much muscle, then it can really hinder you, and you can make you less flexible, make you less, have less endurance. Some of these guys, they get so much muscle that they start struggling with their mobility and their endurance and all that sort of stuff. Like, try getting one of these big bodybuilders to run a marathon. They're not going to be able to do it, I don't think. And even if they can, they're going to be gassing out, like, yeah. Oh, what's that? Pre-9, absolutely. I've been out all day. Oh yeah, what have you been up to? So yeah, so I don't know like if anybody could beat that time of 3:39, but I doubt many of you guys could. So, but that's fine because everyone's got their own strength. It's like if someone says, "Oh, I can do more pull-ups than you," it's like, well, I don't care because I probably can do something that I'm better than you. So yeah, so it's kind of fallacious to be like, "Oh, well, I can do this one thing better than you." Okay, well, let's try doing something else and let's see how you get on with that then. Yeah, Eddie Hall wouldn't be able to run a marathon. Obviously, he's got a lot of body fat. Well, he has been trying to reduce the body fat, but even with him even if he got quite lean, he would still struggle because he's got that much muscle mass and also, if you're focusing so much on training for that, then you just because like you haven't built that cardio up, because you need to like diet, you need to like prioritize some time to building cardio up. But if you're always in the weight room, then it's not going to really help you build up that stamina and cardio endurance and all that. So yeah, it's just when you weigh that much, it's going to be difficult. Because remember there was that, what was it, Mitch Hooper, and this was only like, I think he was doing, if I remember, like running a kilometer, I think he was doing, and he was even struggling with that. This was Mitchell Hooper, and he isn't really that fat, but he's like, it's just such a big guy. But yeah, he was struggling even with like 1 kilometer, to like keep a good pace up. Like they might be good with like sprinting short distances, but yeah. But I can't really see them doing very well in a long distance run. So yeah, bodybuilders aren't known for like their cardiovascular endurance. I've been out to Temple Newsome. You should go one day. It's in Leeds and it's definitely worth the visit. What for? Like, is there something inside it or something like? I do whole and MMS and it has pretty good stamina now. What's that MMS? Oh, you mean like MMA? You're talking about? Even though he is not that good in running, yeah. I mean, they're going to be like, it's going to mean that they're going to be slower. So even if they try to like, MMA. It's like even if they do all this stuff, they're still not probably going to be like very good runners. They'll probably be like average at best, most likely. Because, you're carrying around dead weight when you're running. It's like, yeah, it's going to slow you down. But his strength competing for speed in MMA. You mean as in like compensates for it? I was watching this video on whether, kind of like size is more important than speed or something like that. Like, and someone was arguing that speed would actually be more important, like in terms of fast punches versus punches with a lot of weight behind them that are slower. But I mean, there has been some like, what you call like outliers, where there was this guy who was like really like overweight, and he like defeated his opponents or something, despite the fact that his body composition wasn't great. Both are important in a fight. So like, which one would be more important though? Like, for example, you've got weight classes, then yeah, like things like that. But yeah, like say for example, if you had two people, one of them were like heavier, but they were like quite obese, versus another guy that was like sort of lean. Like, which one's going to have the upper hand? And there's arguments on both sides, but like most of it's going to come down to like the individual person's skill and their competency at the fight. Because there's a lot of people out there thinking that their size makes up for a lack of competency in terms of skill, where it's like they haven't trained really. It's like you get these people like, what was it called? I think it was called Bradley Martin or something, and he was just a completely cringe guy who was like acting like he's a alpha male, and he's like, oh, I could beat you in a fight, and he's talking about someone who's 100 pounds lighter than him, and it's like, well, it's just this whole ego shit, and like obese will lose, but not a guy with Eddie Hall level strength, obese or just fat. Yeah, if they're just fat and they don't have any like power behind it, then yeah. But it's like you look at like sumo wrestlers and they're like quite fat, but they also have like muscle underneath it as well. Hello Daisy, how you doing? Bradley is too stupid. Yeah, I don't know if it's that or if he's just rage baiting. I don't know. It's hard to even tell if people are being real. It's just so fake. Because it's like we've got this whole like dead internet theory, but it's like even when you see all this content that's put out there, a lot of it's fake. A lot of it's just not authentic. It's just a bunch of clout chasing, rage baiting nonsense. If he would have just learnt the basics, he would have won every battle, but he is just too stupid to appreciate that skill matter. I think he's just too arrogant to accept that size isn't the only determining factor in a fight. It's the skill level needs to be there. You need to be able to be able to have that proprioception. You also need to have quick reaction times as well. That's very important. A lot of sports rely on that, especially like combat sports or even like contact sports like football, for example. You need to have very good reaction times to be able to make a move quickly. I didn't see Zerka fight, no. Isn't that guy a friggin' degenerate or something? Roids have got to his brain. Yeah, that's the thing, that they just become so friggin' out of touch with reality, and yeah. Well, they think that they can beat anyone in a fight. There's this whole like dominance hierarchy thing, and it's just pathetic, really, isn't it? But like, this is one of the things that can happen. You go on these cycles. You look at people like Wes Watson. He's completely like lost his mind. Yeah. I mean, he was actually once a respected person, like a few years ago, like when he was sharing his stories about like like the prison or whatever, but like he's just this laughing stock of the internet now. Just people making all these memes about him. There's a massive like fall from grace there that it's just seen as this kind of lolcow now, going from someone who was respected in the, what's your age? I'm 29 years old, I'm going to be 30 in July, so yeah. Zerka is also too arrogant and stupid, but he got thrown on the streets in broad daylight by HS Tiki Toki, even though he started the fight. Right, okay. Yeah, it's just, that's the thing, I think sometimes also like their fame and all that starts to get to people as well. I'm not married, no. Maybe I would one day, but I'm just I'm a bit wary of things right now. I'm just like, yeah. If I was to get married to someone, I'd rather make sure that I know that I'm not gonna be extorted, because that can happen. I don't want to have the peace of mind knowing that I'm not going to be extorted for money. You just never know what people's intentions are. Like, you can think you really know somebody, and then they do the dirty on you. I mean, maybe one day I'll find that person, but then I have to make sure that I have everything done to make sure that I don't get screwed over. Because I just think that, yeah, it's just like the principle. It's like, I just don't want to have people using me like that, so yeah. Anyway, hope you're all well tonight, guys. I'll probably get off soon, I don't know, it's just, doesn't look like it's gonna get pushed out anymore really hardly, so just, yeah. But tomorrow's a new day. Yeah, I do live alone, yeah. Yeah, I'm just not really doing much at the moment. I'm just like, do some bits of stuff online, but yeah. I also have this YouTube channel, but that's not really paying a whole lot at the moment, so. Yeah, any more questions before I go? I don't know whether I should just do a restart, maybe, I don't know, but maybe I should just get off, because I don't want to like do this too much. Because it can you can start to get sick of it, so I've got to make sure that I'm not getting carried away with it, really. Yeah. How are we all doing tonight, people? I hope you're all well. I was hoping it might have gotten a bit more lively tonight, but it just looks like it's destined to be kind of slow. Alright, take care, set up, have a good one. Yeah. See you next time. Alright guys, anything else before I go then? Alright guys, everybody take care. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out. Bye.